This is a different number. I was trying to call the other number that you had on your email, but it led to Jason Bland, I guess.
Yeah, sorry, who's speaking?
This is Erin Booth calling.
Erin Booth?
Hi.
Erin.
Hi. Yeah, we spoke, I think it was like 9 days ago, and you said that you're going to get back to me.
Yes, we did speak 9 days ago, you're right.
Okay, and you'd asked me to forward you the criminal files that I had, and because I think you were surprised that there were criminal files as well.
I was not surprised. I didn't have any expression at all on the phone because we're on a phone call, so there's definitely no surprises.
What about when you laughed at me when I suggested that there might be some obstruction going on?
I certainly don't recall laughing on the phone call, and that's not something I would do, so that's something that I don't agree with you saying, Erin.
No worries. I'm happy to hear that didn't happen then. So in terms of an update for me, what do you have?
I still have this information that you've sent me via email, and I still plan on communicating with you when I have some more information to share with you.
Okay, and what was missing from the first update that you sent after you said you referred to everything that Julie and Ian had sent you is that you'd said that you didn't know about any criminal complaint. Do you have an update on the criminal complaint then?
I think probably what I said to you, and I'll say it again because it's certainly true, is that I'm new to the position of professional standards, so it's just been here just over a month, so I'm getting a full understanding of exactly what it is that is happening. There's quite a bit of correspondence that you've sent, and it's very important to me that I take a really good look at it and make sure exactly what it is that's happening before I respond to you, because it wouldn't be right to respond to you unless I know exactly the situation. So there's a lot of people that you've mentioned. There's a lot of police officers. You've got about 4 or 5 police agencies that you've included. So the scope and the breadth and the depth of all the information you sent me, it deserves attention, and it deserves me to take a good look at it before I get back to you.
Okay, and then can I just confirm, you're now in the position of inspector in charge. Does that have only to do with the PSO office, or do you have the ability to take on a criminal investigation, or does your role now have you just dealing with the PSO office?
So I serve as the inspector in charge of the professional standards division. We typically look at files that involve police misconduct, but I am a police officer in British Columbia, and I have the ability to do lots of duties.
Okay, because previous PSO officers have let me know that their role, they do not have the ability to, or in their role, they don't do police investigations for criminal complaints. They're merely dealing with complaints of misconduct and dealing with OPCC complaints. And the reason why I'm asking is I think I've made it abundantly clear that I have been trying to make a criminal complaint against Adam Dufresne. The reason why there are 4 different agencies involved is because of the lack of updates, the lack of follow-up, and the lack of follow-through. I have not been unclear whatsoever with my intention of reporting a criminal complaint, and it is now 3 months later. I am so sorry this is landing to you in the way it has, and I totally understand that you're new in your position, but what kind of seems and ceases to exist is any follow-up or action being done on the criminal complaint. I don't believe Saanich has taken any steps to investigate the criminal complaint. Is that correct? Because I haven't been contacted by any police agency to take a statement or to provide evidence. Has Saanich done anything to follow up on my criminal complaint?
There's so much going on, and I want to hear what you're saying, and it sounds like you definitely feel like you've been through so much. I would never want to take away from that, but you have to allow me to have some time with this information. Your conversations with other police officers, that's up to them what they have to say.
Well, it was Drew. Sorry to interrupt. It was Mark Paminger, Sergeant Mark Paminger, and it is included in the email that I just provided, where he states that it's not his responsibility in his role with the PSO office to do any criminal investigations. And what I'm concerned is that Saanich is totally avoiding their responsibilities to investigate. I've had both CS Police, Oak Bay Police, and Vancouver PD all tell me that the responsibility to investigate the criminal complaint is with Saanich. I've had the OPCC tell me that it is Saanich Police Department's jurisdiction to investigate the criminal complaint. And I can tell you that as of today, I have not had a single officer reach out to me to get a statement or collect evidence. I believe what's been happening is there has been a lot of confusion with a previous OPCC complaint that I made against Adam, which is somewhat related, but it's not completely related. And I feel like that is being used to either dismiss my current complaint or as a reason to prevent my complaint from going forward. I don't know which is going on, but I can assure you, I am going to follow this through because what happened is absolutely insane and no one took me seriously. I know that when I had been making the complaints, Saanich basically thought I was the person of interest. Saanich had charged me for stuff that I didn't do, despite me repeatedly telling them it was not me. So I have been absolutely through it, and that was really disappointing the first time around when Saanich got everything wrong. And when I say Saanich, I mean Adam and Greg Hebig and anybody else investigating. And now this is just a secondary example of stuff not being taken care of. When will you get back to me? Can you commit to a time when you will get back to me or provide me another update? I don't want to keep having to pull everybody in. I don't. I 100% don't. I would love for you to be you know what? There's enough evidence here that we should be doing a criminal investigation and that a non-island based police agency is tapped to do that. I have spoken to Ian Lawson. He explained to me that that is what he did when he was in a very similar situation. So, I'm hoping that you're here, you see this, you realize that there is more to my complaint, that people are getting this all mixed up, and that can happen and go forward. That's all that I'm asking for. I don't want to keep involving more people. I don't want to keep CCing Julie and Ian. And the reason I am is because Saanich hasn't done anything in terms of the criminal complaint. I don't care what's going on with the OPCC complaint, but it's my criminal complaint that matters to me.
I am prepared to call you back the week of March 24th.
Okay. So can we just create a date? Because when you say that, I don't know if that's the Monday 24th or if it's the 28th. Because if you don't call me by the 28th, then I know you're away for the weekend and then maybe you go on vacation. And can we say Monday the 24th, you will contact me?
I will send you some dates and times for a telephone meeting. I will look at my schedule and I will let you know if any of them work for you. Let me know.
And then in the meantime, can I just ask why Saanich hasn't taken any action on the criminal complaint?
Like I said earlier, there's a lot of information that you're sending me that's complex. It involves lots of different organizations. It involves a lot of historical pieces that are really important, and I just need to look into everything before we make significant decisions like this.
But I did put my complaint in on December 18th, And I get that you're new to this role, but I know that when Ian Lawson received information about a officer, his first instinct was to tap the shoulder of Vancouver police and say, can you please look into this for me? And I don't know why Saanich hasn't done this. Like, I feel like you can admit that this is weird.
But I would caution you to compare situations of other people and other police departments to your own when you don't know the circumstances, because I don't even know the circumstances of what you're talking about, so it's not really fair for me to compare those two.
Yeah. No, that's okay. Like, and I mean, like, I know what you're saying. I'm just like, is it typical of Saanich to sit on a criminal complaint of a officer of theirs for like 3+ months, promote them to the pornography division when they've got like clear issues with pornography themselves?
What you're saying is very serious. I take what you're saying quite seriously, and no one's delaying anything on purpose. There's a process here that has to happen. Like I said, the history of your communication with other police officers throughout British Columbia about this matter, that all comes into play, and I need to make sure that I have everything completely understood before I get back to you with...
Okay, I just don't think it's necessarily fair that you're putting Saanich's lack of action, blaming that on me, because I've tried to reach out to Saanich. They didn't do anything.
No one's blaming anything on you. I'm saying that I need to look at things.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like, you're suggesting that it's become complicated because I have tried to ask.
No, I'm not suggesting that it's become complicated because of you.
Okay.
I'm simply suggesting that there's a lot of information. There's a lot of jurisdictions. This is a several-year event here that you've got listed, so it takes time. And I wish it could go faster, and I'm going as fast as I can. I do have some time that I'll be away from the office, which creates a delay for me to get back to you for the week of 24th, and I appreciate you understanding that.
Yeah, I mean, like, it has been 3 months, and I think that it is interesting to me that Saanich has delayed the criminal response to this by 3 months, and I don't think that's typical. And you're wanting me to wait, like, at least another month before Saanich takes any action on my criminal complaint?
No, I'm not asking you to wait a month. No, I asked you to wait till the week of the 24th.
Okay. And in terms of like what it is that you're looking for, like, you're saying to me that this case is really complicated and involves all this stuff, but in fact, like, it honestly doesn't. The fact of the matter is that no one has actually reached out to me to even take a statement or to even take evidence with regard to the criminal complaint. So I don't know what it is that you're reviewing or what decisions you're trying to make. But the fact of the matter is no one's taken a statement from me and no one's taking any evidence. That doesn't make sense. So I don't know what you're reviewing or why it is that I'm not able to make a criminal complaint against Adam.
No one's saying you're not able to make it. I'm asking you to give me till the week of the 24th, and then we'll communicate with each other, and we'll get a plan moving forward.
When is someone going to take a statement from me and evidence for you to actually, like, I'm just wondering why my criminal complaint is not being taken seriously.
We will have that discussion on the 24th when I have more information to relate to you.
Is this how Saanich typically handles criminal complaints against Saanich officers?
We take every single criminal complaint against anybody extremely serious, and any complaints involving police officers, in particular, serving here, are looked at with an extremely critical lens.
And does that mean critical in terms of deciding whether or not to do anything or to throw them out? Or are you saying that any complaint taken is investigated?
Police officers in Canada are held to an extremely high standard and are subject to, in British Columbia, the Police Act. So there's a range of pieces that I need to look at here before a decision can be made. And if a police officer is investigated criminally and there's reasonable grounds to believe that an offense committed, then a police officer will be subject of a criminal investigation. That could be done by another police agency or by other means that could assist us to make it objective.
Okay. And that's really what I'm asking, Damien, is that this has gone on for so long, and for 3 months to have passed in Saanich to basically, for you to be like, I haven't even looked at the material well enough, that doesn't seem reasonable to me. I get that, okay, we're going to have our conversation on the 24th, but it does not look good that it's been 3 months and Saanich cannot still figure out whether or not there should be a criminal investigation. And not only that, it is interesting to me that Saanich hasn't even asked me for a statement nor collected any evidence. So regardless of what you're going to say, it doesn't make sense. You're right. Police officers are held to a higher standard, and that is why I'm bringing this to your attention. But regardless, I know what you're saying, but it's been 3 months. No one has taken a statement. No one has collected evidence. So if on the 24th your response is, oh, well, we're just going to wait for the OPCC to determine this, it is kind of demonstrating that, there are accountability issues and integrity issues within Saanich. At least that's what it seems.
Okay.
This is a very interesting file to have landed on your desk in the first month that you're working. I totally understand, but I've been blown off by Saanich for years, and I'm hopeful that once you look through everything, you're going to see that. And I'm hopeful, yeah.
I promise to look at everything.
Do you? I'm the reason why I'm saying that, and the reason why you can tell that I am upset over this, is that I haven't been treated with a professionalism, and I haven't been taken seriously in the past. And that ended up with me getting charged, me getting arrested in front of my kids, losing a job, and Saanich was completely wrong. And then even after that happened, Constable Hebig, who's the one who did the investigation, he didn't even have the decency to apologize. He actually instead looked at me and said, I still think that the truth is murky and that you did sorry, I'm going on a tangent here. You don't need to hear that, but no, I'm really hopeful that, you can demonstrate some integrity here, and that the reality is that, yeah. All right? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, and I'll get back to you on email with some dates and times that work for you and me, and I promise that we'll communicate again via telephone on that week, okay?
Okay, and for me, just so you know that, as long as you are providing me updates, and as long as I can tell that, there is movement forward, and I'm not being just, blown off and ignored, and that specifically that action is being taken into appointing an investigation, like a criminal investigation, then I don't need to keep bringing in Julie and Ian, because they gave me their word that they were going to help get this seen through.
Got it.
Okay?
Understood. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay.